Salute, 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 salute.
Yeah, yeah.
Dog, big man, what's good, man?
You already, man. Another day, another dollar.
It's been a minute, man. It's
Yep.
been Jaleel, salute, my guy. Green Eye, salute, King.
Salute to the chat.
379, you know, the moderator of all moderators. Love your soul, love you to death, man.
Salute.
Queen. Go straight Keisha, salute. Listen, y'all already know I'm gonna get into the book. I'm gonna
Man,
make
we already got in the book, man. This part 2, man.
yeah, I'm gonna you know, finish up and tap in and let y'all get some more of the book. But prior to doing so, I'm you know, give everybody who for all the fallen soldiers and soldierettes who lost their lives during this meow that we on. Anybody who lost a loved one, you know, we always take the time out to make sure that we remember them. This way they're never forgotten. So let's, you know, just take a few quick seconds, give them their flowers, and then we're gonna get on with the show. Salute, salute, salute. And that's for everybody, man. You know, there's a lot of us, you know, whether you lost a parent, whether you lost a loved one, your significant other, whatever the case may be, a child, that segment is to commemorate all of us. You know, a lot of us lost a lot of good people, man. It's a lot of people who salute, Queen. It's a lot of good people who pretty much gave their heart and soul. Crystal, what's good, sis? Salute. Listen, you know, for all of those individuals that paved the way for us to be here, we really want to make sure we give everybody their flowers. Hopefully we could get the big board made out where we could kind of write all their names down. Richard Emmanuel, salute, King. Write all their names down and kind of, you know, have it like rolling throughout the first segment of the show or so. We'll work something out. I'm glad everybody pulled up. You know, I'm gonna definitely drop. This is chapter 6 of the book, the audio. I still got chapter 7, chapter 8, and I'm gonna give y'all chapter 9. After that, y'all gotta go get the book, man. Other than that, you know, I'm doing signatures. I'm giving out bookmarkers. You know, it's gonna be the Surviving the City apparel. You know, all that. Stay tuned. All that is coming, man. It's all on the way. The website, our website, you know, for our apparel is up and running. I'm gonna run that commercial real quick. You know, go get yourself some merch, man. No doubt. Shout out to Uncle Nick too, man. That's another person that
Shout out to Uncle Nick.
definitely be assisting. All right. Let me do this. Let me get into this book. After the audio play, right? I'm gonna open up the panel. Anybody that want to come up here. Crystal said, "What up, dog?"
What up, Crystal? What's good? It's good. All right.
Crystal, you know, that's the home team. Crystal in the book, you know, she definitely was one of the ones extremely influential around the way. So, you know, I had to give her honorable mention in the book.
Yeah, Crystal, what up?
I made sure I mentioned everybody, man. Y'all see. Let me get into this order. Sir Valentino, salute, Kate. Already. Hold on. Let me share my screen. Let me make sure it's all right. All right, y'all just hold tight. Let me know. Can y'all see this?
They can see it. It's definitely gonna be a questions after this too.
Yeah. You know, that's what it's for. Hold on. Salute. Today we're gonna get into surviving the city, inside the city.
Volume 1, Chapter 7. Chapter 7 is called Honor and Respect. My grandma Vita had a special homemade remedy for pain.
Yep.
Hold on, that's the wrong one.
Oh, that's all like it sounded early. It sounded
No,
like
I'm gonna do chapter 6. Hold on, y'all.
so we doing a rerun.
Hold on, let me go find chapter 6.
Shit.
My bad. Matter of fact, I might just get them chapter 6 and 7 tonight. You know, I got a couple minutes on my hand. I'm gonna give y'all chapter 6. I'm gonna give y'all 6 and 7 tonight, and then the next show I'll do 8 and 9 and just get it out the way.
You know, I'm here now. We're gonna see what's going on. Got some
All
questions.
right. Chapter 6 and 7. Y'all can see this?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Salute. Yeah. Here we are. Surviving the City, Inside the City. Volume 1, Chapter 6. Let's get it. Chapter 6 is called My First Time. The rest of the year went well. My mother got settled down in her new job, and I was crushing school. Even though we had some bumps and bruises throughout the year, it didn't kill us. It only made us stronger. My mother also began dating again. She introduced me and my sisters to Joe one summer day after work. He was cool. He treated me and my sisters as if we were his biological kids. If I'm not mistaken, Joe worked as an organizer for 1199 Union as well. Joe and my mother were inseparable. They both joined the bowling league in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. Some evenings, we would go there as a family and bowl for hours. Joe would also come to family game night at my Uncle Fred's and on the weekend. Joe and his nephew Cliff would battle Uncle Fred and cousin Weezy in spades. The masters, Fred and Weezy, versus the professionals, Joe and Cliff. Those tournaments were extremely intense and fun to watch. I was so happy to see my mom happy and enjoying life. Everything was going great. Summer shenanigans were up in full swing. Many mornings we would walk to the school and get summer breakfast and lunch, especially if they had ices or pizza. After lunch, we returned to the block. Everyone was outside. Me and the fellas started burning candles and using the wax to fill our juice tops so we could play Skelly. I can't remember who drew the Skelly board in the middle of our street, but bless their soul, because playing Skelly was so fun. After a few games, we decided to go to the Big Apple Game Rec Center. Big Apple Game were just like PL. There were plenty of youth counselors there and peer advisors to help with everything. We mainly just went there to play pool, ping pong, basketball, dodgeball. Me, Fred, and Chris, and some of Fred homeboys from Woodbine Street ran 3 games of 5-on-5 full court basketball. During the second game, Lisa came into the gym with her little sister, Candace, Candy. That's what we called her for short. And 2 of her other homegirls. Candy was the same age as me. She wasn't bad looking, but she did wear thick glasses and she had braces. They, they sat on the bleachers and cheered us on. I made sure I did my thing in those games because I loved the attention. When we finished the third game, we all dapped each other up and said, "Catch y'all later." Lisa came over to me and was like, "Good game, shorty." Fred and everyone else just burst out laughing. I was a little confused. She never called me out my name before. But hey, if that was her way of flirting, I sure wasn't going to stop her. We all started to walk Lisa, Candy, and the rest of her little crew back to her block. When we got them to the corner of Lisa block, Lisa asked my cousin Fred, was he coming to the party later? Fred said, I'm going to pass through for a little while. Lisa said, cool. Chip, you and Chris should come to the party as well. I said, all right, we in there. Wait, I never been to a party outside of my family basement in my life. I wasn't super nervous because I knew I could dance and I wasn't too shy to show my skills. But I wasn't sure if my mother would agree to me going to some party and she didn't know their parents. When we started walking back to our street, Fred said, Chip, just ask your mom, can you spend the night at our house? Don't mention the party. I got y'all. Fred made, made it sound so simple. You know, I never lied to my mother before about my whereabouts. Also, I looked at my mother like a mutant. Her superpowers were lie detection. Nevertheless, for a chance to dance with Lisa, it was worth the risk. Good thing is, my mother and Joe had gone into work for some overtime, so I wouldn't have to ask her face to face. When I got back to the block, I called her and said, Hey, Ma, I'm going to spend the night at Chris and Fred's house. She replied, Weird. Are you asking me? Are you telling me? I said, My bad, I'm asking you. She said, Yes, but only after I made sure the house was straightened out. After I got off the phone, I put some music on and immediately started getting the house together. As soon as I was done, I went outside and let Fred and Chris know the good news. We sat on their front steps for a while, talking about the party. The jokes was rolling, and most were directed towards me. Chip is going to do the funky chicken dance. He knows damn well he got two left feet. Then he going to get in the party and freeze. Chris and Fred was pouring it on me. I couldn't wait to get there so I could prove them wrong. I made sure I packed my freshest outfit for this occasion. The, the evening came quickly. All of us took a shower and got dressed. I got to be honest, this was my first day putting on some cologne. At least that's what I thought it was at that time. Brute aftershave. Smelled good to us, so we splashed it on. During our walk to the party, we stopped at the store. Fred bought some gum for all of us and gave us the packs while we continued to walk to the party. Finally, when we got outside of Lisa's house, there were some of my classmates and other individuals that we knew from the PL and Big Apple rec centers. We spoke to everyone and proceeded to make our way down the stairs to Lisa's basement. When we entered the party, Lisa immediately came over to us and gave us a hug. Lord knows I was feeling like a celebrity and couldn't wait to show off my superstar move. Then my song came on, raw bass and DJ Easy rock. It takes two. I went in rare form. It's like I was possessed. I had practiced these moves numerous times while watching Soul Train and Video Music Box. A crowd came over around me while Chris and Fred were pumping me up. Lisa jumped out in the middle of the crowd to challenge me, but I didn't take it easy on her. My Papa Lock game was on fleek. Lisa's little sister Candy jumped in the middle as well. I guess she caught herself getting revenge for her big sister. I gotta be honest, Candy had some moves, and the crowd was oohing and on off her moves. She even did a backspin into a windmill. I was impressed, but wasn't about to lose. So I dug deep into my bag of moves and finished them both. When the song was done, the entire crowd was chanting my name. Fred grabbed me in a playful headlock and whispered, You killed it, cuz. Those moves took a little out of me. So I went and got a quarter water from a cooler located near the DJ. Quarter waters was them blue, little blue or red juices. The DJ told me, Kid, you was on fire. Any song you want to hear next, just let me know. I got you. Lisa came over to me and said, Dang, Chip, I had no clue you had moves like that. She also said, Make sure you remind me I got something to tell you before it gets too late. My mind was racing. Hmm. Was she finally going to confess she was feeling me and wanted to go out with me? I really wanted to know right away, but I played it cool. I told her, no worries. I'll make sure I remind you. I didn't finish my juice and got back on the dance floor. The DJ put on Michael Jackson, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. This was another one of my favorite songs. And yes, I practiced the moves to this song as well. Surprisingly, Chris jumped out to the middle of the dance floor and got busy. Fred went off too. All three of us took turns showing off. I'm convinced that most individuals that can play basketball well can also dance well. After rocking off the dance floor, we all went and got another beverage and some chips. I saw Lisa looking at me. I told Chris and Fred I'd be right back. I figured it was a good time to remind her she had something to tell me. As I got closer to her, she started blushing super hard. I said, Hey Lisa, what's good? Do you have time to tell me what you wanted to tell me? She said, Yes, I do. Come over here with me and sit down. This way I won't get drowned out by the music. I followed her to the side room in her basement. She then said, Chip, I have known you and your family for a minute. And ever since I can remember, I've had the biggest crush on. I thought she was about to tell me, but she said, Fred. Wow, I was hurt, but wasn't going to let her know it. She said, Do you think you could hook me up? In my mind, I was like, Hell to the no. But I told her I got her. I'll let Fred know, and hopefully y'all can make it, y'all can take it from there on. She was like, Thanks, homie. I do have something else I need to share with you. I said, What's that? She said, My sister Candy feeling you. All this time she been wanting to chit chat with you on a regular, but wasn't sure if you were going to reject her. Wait, my mind was blown. Here it is. I had eyes for Lisa, but she had eyes for Fred, and now Candy's info took me overboard because I never once looked at her like that. I told Lisa to tell Candy that we could be cooler. I wasn't going to reject her. Lisa gave me a big hug and went back to the other side of the basement where the party was at. I found Chris and Fred and let Fred know what Lisa just told me. He said, Word, Lisa a little cutie. When they play a slow song, I'm going to go dance with her. Grrr. My pressure was boiling, but I remained calm. I mean, look at the bright side. At least she didn't shoot me down. And I'm so glad to this day I never let Lisa know how I truly felt. Before long, Fred had got his wish. The DJ put on Back to Life by Soul to Soul. Fred and Lisa started dancing. Candy came over to me and asked me if I wanted to dance. I said yes, and I started two-stepping with her. We danced to the entire song. Then the DJ played Mark Morrison Return to the Mac. We all continued to dance. I looked to the right side of me. Chris was dancing with one of Lisa's homegirls, Tiffany. We all had a ball this night. We wound up leaving the party around 8:30, 9 p.m. When we got back to the house, we all stayed on the steps and spoke about the party for a few. Then we went upstairs, ate, took showers, and was out like a light. The next day, Fred and Lisa met up kind of early. They went to Bushwick Park and chilled on the swing with one another. After they left the park, they came and got me and Chris, and we all went to Lisa's house. Lisa's parents was hardly ever home. If I'm not mistaken, they used to get high, allegedly. We chilled in Lisa's house for most of the day. We watched movies and played spin the bottle in 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven, seven kiss and seven humps. Hmm. We ate PBJ and drank Kool-Aid. A couple weeks of the summer flew by, and we basically did a similar routine every day. Things between Lisa and Fred started getting serious. As for me and Candy, we would fool around, but mainly we just watched Kung Fu with each other and every now and then we watched video music box and mimic the dances. All was going well. Finally, tomorrow I was going to be able to take Mr. Clarence down. I was going to be, it was going to be our annual back to school block party. I was so excited. I started doing hamstring stretches and some jumping jacks. I wanted Mr. Clarence's mongoose. That bike was beautiful. It had front and back pegs and sky blue and white mag rims. The bike was chrome and blue. It was Mr. Clarence's prized possession. I made sure I ate well and got plenty of sleep. I got up super early to go assist the adults with decorating and blocking off the street with their car. My Uncle Desi brought his speakers and DJ equipment outside and was playing some big tunes. He hooked them up to the light pole. Uncle Desi, Aunt Jan, my cousins Wanza, Akila, and Zimby were all vegetarian. Aunt Jan had made some escabeche fish, and Uncle Desi made his famous peanut butter punch. I went in the house to freshen up. When I came back outside, I saw Chris, Fred, Candy, and Lisa. All of them had on brand new sneakers. They were also wearing brand new outfits, and each had big gold chains on. They looked like they were headed to a club or better yet, a rap video. Fred told me he had something to run by me later. I guess he could tell by the surprised look I had on my face that I wanted to know how they were able to get all that stuff. Lisa, Candy, and Tiff were also sporting big bamboo earrings and gold bracelets. The music got lower, and Mr. Clarence got on his megaphone to announce his bike race was about to start. I bent down, double knotted my shoelaces, and pulled them a little tighter. I wanted to make sure I crossed all my T's and dotted all the I's because nothing was more important to me than winning this race. I chose to ride Mr. Clarence's 5-speed bike. Everything on the 5-speed was flawless except that fact that only the front brakes worked. I didn't mind because I wasn't planning to use the front brakes to stop. My goal was to use my feet up against the back wheel, which would make the bike slid a tiny bit and create a skid mark when I came to a complete stop. The DJ then made sure we're all lined up properly, and then he started with the cadence. Riders, on your march, get set, go. I took off. I had Mr. Clarence by a leaf for a car length. Halfway through the block, Titus' little sister darted out in the street. I panicked and I slammed on the front brake. I flew forward high in the air. When I landed, I hit the ground with my arms first, then slid on my face. Everyone went to go get my mother. I did my best not to cry, but the pain in my arms was unbearable. Daphne took me to the hospital. I didn't need stitches for the cut on my face, but the x-ray did reveal I had a hairline fracture in both arms. Can you imagine both your arms injured at the same time? Well, it was painful as it sounds. My arms was wrapped in 8 bandages, and each one was put in a sling. The doctor said I would be all right, but probably was going to take a few weeks to heal. We left when we got home. I ate and went straight to sleep. The next morning, I woke up to Mr. Clarence, Fred, Chris, Lisa, Titus, all standing in my yard. Mr. Clarence gave me the mongoose. He said, I had him beat, so it's only right. Titus kept apologizing for his little sister, but I told him it's okay. I'm not upset. Fred told me they were glad I was okay, and he didn't forget to fill me in on what's going on. He said, hold your head, son. You'll be back in the mix in a minute. The next few days were agonizing. From flies and mosquitoes landing on my face and not being able to get them off. Also, any part of my body that was itchy, I couldn't scratch it. I couldn't even wipe my own ass. after using the bathroom. Worst of all, school was about to start, and I was going to miss at least my first week, maybe more. My injury couldn't have happened at a worse time. That's the end of chapter 6, y'all. We're gonna go ahead. Chapter 7 is next. Y'all stay tuned, man. Listen, y'all liking these stories, go get a copy of the book. The book is on Amazon. Of course, Surviving the City, Inside the City, Volume 1 by yours truly, Chip Low Harvey. Salute.
So yeah, that was chapter 6. Listen, Yak, salute, King. Already. Skin. Who else I'm missing? Who else? Man, listen. Let me make sure I get into this stuff real quick. So, as I'm telling you the story, right? I'm telling it to you from me being that particular age. My arms was in a cast, and he had a pole hooked halfway to his, so it was like a half a body cast that they put me in. So I really couldn't turn, maneuver. I couldn't really fend for myself. And yes, that information from Lisa really, can you imagine your first crush, the person that you feeling, and then she, let you know that she feeling your older cousin? Like, man, those those are the times, man. Those are
Yo,
hard to explain.
you know what I was listening, I was sitting there listening, I was like, yo, it seemed like everybody, like back in our days, growing up, we all was like dancers. Everybody was dancers. Everybody wanted to dance and knew how to do, you know what I mean? I guess that's why it made me look at like how the kids are today. When you see them dancing the way they be dancing, it's like we look at it funny stuff like, yo, what all this stuff? That's how our parents probably looked at us back in the days when we was break dancing and doing all that same type of things that we was doing back in the days, but it was just break dancing. You know what I mean? Now it's the shit, whatever it is now, the shimmy, all that stuff. You know what I mean? But I was listening, I was like, yeah, 'cause everybody was back in the days. We all used to dance. Me and my cousin us used to dance and us do our little dance routines and now the word.
And think about it, like growing up, I know all the fellas in the chat, y'all can vouch for this, especially in that era. Brute cologne, that brute aftershave was my first experience with cologne. To me, that was cologne. Brute. Some people wore Stetson, some people wore, but brute. Religiously, they got me that every Christmas. Fucking man, to this day, it still hurt my soul, man. That damn brute and them damn green army men that can't move, man. Man, the ones that just stuck in the same position, man. Yeah, man, oh man, oh man. I'm trying to pull up this video. I got a video. I'll show y'all, for those who haven't been around or really seen me, like I really get busy on the dance floor. I mean, it's been I still get busy on the dance floor. It's just I'm gonna give y'all a glimpse of that. Let me think. Oh, I know I got a picture of this damn mongoose, man. Let me find some of this stuff. Let me see something. I'm about to go look for it, but yeah, I got a picture of mongooses, BMXs back in the day. If you had them front pegs and back pegs and them mag wheels, man, it was just something about man, especially if you had the little chrome ear holders for you or the dice that you put on, man. Listen,
the dice you put on the little what that look?
Man,
the tube, whatever that's You had that. You had the mags. You had the gray mags sitting on the back. You put them on the back and the front.
Listen, that was man, the good old days, man. A lot of people might not know what Skelly is. Pretty much, it's a game where it's almost like number coordinated, and you use tops or top of the glass bottles, and you
plastic
hit
tops.
each other. Not,
Fill it up with some go home and fill it up with some with some motherfucking candle wax.
you better believe it.
You gotta be careful. You don't want to put too much. You want to
Yeah,
put enough so that it can slide, but
you
it give
want
a
yours
nice
to be
little weight
gliding,
to it.
huh?
You know what I mean? So that it can land into your box that you needed to land into. You know what I mean? That Skelly was the technique. That Skelly was the
Hold on.
technique.
We're half an hour in. Let me ask. I'm gonna ask the chat. Y'all sat through chapter 6. Do y'all want me to drop chapter 7 right now tonight, or do y'all want to just catch up on the next episode? And if not, I'll drop. I'll open up the panel. Y'all can come on up here. We could just have a good old conversation about back in the days. Some of the songs that was out back then. Some of the like the atmosphere. You gotta keep in mind, like, as your neighborhood you grew up with, a lot of us were really like family members. So, very rarely that somebody messed with somebody else that lived on the block. You messed with somebody who lived a few blocks down, whatever the case may be, because your block is your family.
Yeah, shit. I wonder if it's like that now today because we not really. I'll be in the hood, but I don't really like ask the brothers, little dudes in the hood, like, yo, how do you know his moms? How you look at his moms? How do you know what I mean? Because that's how we grew up. Whereas once we got introduced and we was family, we go into your mom's crib. That's mom's, and if she seen us doing something, she could put us in our place, or we saw her, we act right, straighten up, things of that nature. I don't know if it's like that today with the kids out there in the street today. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. I would love to have some young cat come up here and tell us, like, yo, are you friends or do you go to your man's house and see his moms and stuff? Or is it more now that they don't even bring these cats to their house? You know what I mean? They don't bring their friends to the crib.
Let me go hurry up and get chapter 7, because they were. Let me play chapter 7 right now. In this way, after that, I'm just gonna open up the panel. We're just gonna have a good old conversation. Hold on. Let me come back to studio. Now I got echo.
That's me?
No, that's me. I think.
Hopefully.
Hold on.
Today we're going to surviving inside the city. Volume 1, Chapter 7. Chapter 7 is called Honor and Respect. My grandma Vita had a special homemade remedy for pain. She took some ginger, sarsaparilla, and Cersei tea mixed with Vicks Vapor Rub and a dash of Jamaican rum and massaged my arms. She continued this process for 5 days. I'm not 100% sure of exactly what else she used, but by the end of the week, I had motion in both my arms and didn't need the ace bandages anymore. My pain was almost gone, and looks like I wasn't going to miss any days of school. One day after school, Fred called me over to his steps. He said, me, Lisa, and Chris got to connect, and we are making a little over $500 a week. Do you want in? I said, hell yeah. $500 was a lot of money a week back then. Realistically, that was enough money to change not only a person's lifestyle, but their zip code as well. I asked Fred, so what I got to do? He said, basically, all we got to do is each carry a small duffel bag with us every time we go to PAL tournaments. We are not supposed to look in the bag. Someone will meet us in the locker room and give us a different small duffel bag to bring back to the connect. At that time, I really didn't put much thought into it. All I was doing was thinking about how I was going to spend my $500. The Connect was smart though. He figured the PAL buses would never get searched. So it was the easiest foolproof way to get drugs and guns transferred and money without risk. If if we each were receiving $500, I'm positive we were moving major weight drugs. We did several trips to Bmore, DC, VA, Delaware, Jersey, Philly, and everywhere in the 5 boroughs. I spent money frivolously, but I also saved a lot of papers, money. We continued this for a few months until one day we had a tournament against Philly's K9 unit. Oh my God, I was terrified that their dogs would smell the bags and all of us were going down. Luckily, that trip, we didn't have any drugs. Whatever we were transporting did not trigger the canines, but that was close enough. That was too close for my comfort. So when we got home, we let the Connect know that was it for us. He was cool with that. He didn't give us any slack because of the respect he had for my dad and some of my dad's affiliates. In October, my grandma got sick and was diagnosed with breast cancer. She was hospitalized for a few days, but when she got out the hospital, my mother and Uncle Desi got her a home attendant, Miss Peggy. Miss Peggy had 2 children, Tony and Angie. Of course, we all called them family. Tony was the same age as Fred, and Angie was the same age as my sister Nisha. Halfway through the school year, I had an issue at the school. In class, I always finished my work first and then started joking with classmates. To me, the work was super easy. My teacher, Miss Epstein, couldn't stand me. One day after I finished my assignment, she came to my desk, told me to stand up, and in front of my entire class, shoved my textbooks into my stomach. It caught me off guard and knocked the wind out of me. I was filled with rage, and tears began to stream down my face. I wanted to retaliate so bad, but I didn't. I just sat at my desk with my arms clutching my stomach. The crazy thing is, she didn't even send me to the nurse's office or the principal's office. She just sat at her desk with a devilish smirk on her face and kept staring at me. When lunchtime came, I went to the bathroom and lifted my shirt. I had a huge black and blue bruise covering my stomach all the way around to my right hip. After school, I raced home and showed my mother. I let her know everything that happened. She rubbed some of Grandma Vita's elixir on me and promised me she was going to school tomorrow and deal with Miss Epstein. This was my first true encounter with racism, and I couldn't wait to see how Daphne was going to handle it. I went to sleep super early. I woke up even earlier than normal. Once I got dressed, I sat on the edge of my bed and waited for my mother to get up. When Daphne woke up, she went and freshened up and started putting her clothes on. During the walk to the school, Daphne was all business. Once we got to the school, Daphne didn't stop at the principal's office. She walked directly to my class. Miss Epstein walked towards the front door. Daphne grabbed her by her shirt collar and said, "You see that little boy there? As long as God gives you breath, you better never touch him again. If me hear say you even fart name, me I go come back up here and drag your ass all over the school." Miss Epstein was stunned. So so was the rest of the class. It seemed like Miss Epstein wanted to cry. Daphne let her go and said, "Remember what I said? It's me and your ass if you are touch me child or any of the kids again." One thing for sure, 2 things for certain. No charges were filed against my mother, and I never had any sort of issue with Miss Epstein again. Matter of fact, she started treating me extra nice. At the end of the school day, one of my homeboys, Hector, Heck, what we call him for short, said, "Hey, yo, Chip, I thought your mom was going to choke slam Miss Epstein." We both just burst out laughing and started walking home. Heck lived on Putnam Street, a few doors down from Lisa and Candy. He was extremely muscular. Matter of fact, most adults thought he was a grown man. One day in the middle of the school year, some older kids were chasing Heck. I'm not sure why, but I quickly joined the pursuit as well. Heck turned around and saw me. He got into a fighting stance, and as I got closer to one of the guys that was chasing him, I swung and connected with the back of the guy's jaw. He instantly fell. Heck followed up and lit the other guy up with the barrage of punches. When both the guys were on the floor, we started stomping them. Heck's older brothers came running down the street and told us to get up, get out of here. We went to Lisa's house and laid low for a few. Heck reenacted the scenery for Lisa and his older brothers. Everyone was like, Chip, you're a fishy tissue. Good looking. If anyone ever tries to front on you, we have your back. Little did they know a similar situation happened to me when I lived on St. James Place. Only that time, it was a guy from our block who was a little older than me. He used to call my mother Aunt Didi, and I would call his mother Auntie B. Well, this particular day, he darted past me, and I just started to run with him because he lived on my block. When we got in front of our mothers, Daphne grabbed me up. She said, where you are from far, with him and your family, no matter what, you stand your ground and defend one another. We lose a draw, you better swing first and make sure you get the last lick. Tomorrow when you go to school, you better find the biggest, loudest person and thump them right in on them rascal face. We promise you, you won't have any problem from no one in the school again. If me find out you don't do what me say, you're going to have to deal with me when you get home. Trust me. I don't want to. I did, I did what she said. That young man from our block had mad respect for me after that. He would later grow up to be one of the greatest rappers of all time, the Notorious. Unfortunately, his life was cut short in LA, Brooklyn's finest, SIP King. So nowhere in hell without going to watch Heck get chased and not help. I dapped everyone up and went home. Fred and Chris came to my steps. They were like, we heard what happened. Are you okay? I see word in the hood travels fast. I told them, yeah, it was light work. We talked for a little while longer, and we all went inside. My mother came home and gave me a big hug. I said, what's that for? She said, I heard you out here knocking people out and defending your family. I'm so proud of you. I smiled and I said, I learned from the best. She settled down, made us some stewed chicken and rice and peas, and we had some Pepsi. The next day, I went to school. My entire class was pumped. Everyone heard what happened. Some of them witnessed it go down. After the Pledge of Allegiance over the loudspeaker, the vice principal said, next week, we'll be testing for IS 383, Philip Pascala. I want to finish. I wish all of my student participants good luck. I went home that evening and I began cramming. I wanted to make sure that I aced that test. In the next few weeks, I would study for a few hours after school and even during the weekend. Finally, the day of the exam came around. I had three number two pencils and my sharpener just in case. The test was scheduled for 3 hours. I finished in an hour and a half. Daphne took me to McDonald's and then to the comic book store. When we got home, we stopped at grandma's house to check on her. She was doing great. Grandma also was excited. She got a letter stating that her Section 8 voucher was approved. I remember her telling my mother that she was moving. Grandma Rita decided to take advantage of her voucher and move to Park Place between Nostrand and Rogers. The week after she moved, I got my results from Philippa Scholar. I had passed with flying colors. My mother decided that going to IS 383 would be great for me, but she also wanted to move to Crown Heights to be closer to my grandma. Plus, Joe lived in Crown Heights as well. She decided that she would let me finish out the school year in PS 106 and move in the summer. I would have to travel back and forth from Bed-Stuy to Bushwick next year. I knew I was going to have a lot on my plate, but I was ready for it. A few days went by, and we all got together and helped Grandma move in. I wound up staying the night with Grandma, her first night. Before it started getting too late, Grandma asked me to go to the corner store and get her a 3 liter Pepsi and turkey and cheese hero sandwich. She also told me get myself a hero as well. I said, no problem. I'll be back in a few. I went outside. I began walking to the corner of Nostrand Ave. I noticed several people my age outside on the steps and across the street. As soon as I got to the corner, I heard cars' tires screeching. I saw the D's under covers, jumped out and started chasing this guy. The guy ran straight into me and pushed his gun in my stomach but kept running. I immediately bent over as if I was falling, secured the firearm and rolled a tiny bit. The D's ran right past me. They didn't stop to check on me and didn't see what had just happened. All the younger people who were outside peeped at what happened, but kept their mouths shut. I got up, walked to the store, ordered the food, got the 3 liter Pepsi, and started to walk back towards my grandma's house. When I got to her steps, a young adult, approximately 4 or 5 years older than me, stopped me and said, come in the hallway real quick. He said, Shorty, you got some balls. Homie that was being chased got grabbed by the D's. They let him go, thanks to you. But let's get that thing up off you. I passed him the burner, the gun. He said, what's your name, son? I said, Chip. He said, I'm Big U. That was my little brother Debo that was being chased. Did you just move around here? I said, nah, my grandmother just moved here, but I'll be over here on the regular. He said, say less. If you need anything, we got you, because that was a gully move you pulled. I said, all right. Then opened my grandma's door and went in. Once I gave her the change and the food and drinks, I had to go to the bathroom. And as I started to walk towards the bathroom, my grandma said, why? What happened to your shirt? You got dirt streaks all on the back, and your pants dirty too. I didn't respond. I sprinted to the bathroom. When I got out the bathroom, I said, I must have brushed up against something while helping you move. She said, okay, well, go take a bath, and then we're going to watch some Oliver. Oliver is a Jamaican comedian. Many called him the Jamaican king of comedy. I put a little Dettol and Epsom salt in my bath water. It was so relaxing. When I was done, I got out and me and Grandma ate and watched Oliver for the rest of the night. Sunday morning, I woke up bright and early, 5:30 a.m., started Grandma's Sunday rituals, and then relaxed. My mother, Joe, my sisters, and Uncle Howie showed up to Grandma's house around 9:30. My mother made a huge breakfast, ackee and saltfish, breadfruit, French toast, scrambled eggs, and cheese with vegetarian baked beans, some cornmeal porridge, and milk tea. My Uncle Howie used to be a hustler. He was a few years older than my Uncle Desi. He took his money from hustling and bought an 18-wheeler. He got a CDL and invested his own trucking business. Every time he came around, he always kept telling me he was going to take me to work and him, or take me to work with him and show me how to really become a Don. After breakfast, my mother and Joe went to look at some apartments in the area. Me and my sisters went outside on the front steps, and Uncle Howie stayed inside talking to my grandma. While we were outside, a young guy and his mother came walking out the building. His mother spoke. She welcomed us to the area. Then he spoke. He said, what up, kid? I'm Super B. I said, I'm Chip. That's my sisters, Nisha and Kiki. He said, "That's what's up. I got a sister too. Her name is D. We about to she about the same age as them." I said, "Now that's what's up." I'm talking about we don't live here, but my grandmother does, so we'll be over here often. He said, "Word, do you hoop?" And we're about to go play some b-ball at the school across the street. I said, "Yeah, I got a little game." He said, "All right." I'm going downstairs, down the street to get a few of my cousins, and then we can all walk over there. It's crazy. What seemed like Super B's family had a heavy presence on the block, much like we had in Bed-Stuy and Bushwick. I was about to walk inside. Super B moms came to my grandmother's front door with me. She introduced herself. Her and my grandma and uncle had a good old convo going. I then asked, "Can I go across the street to the basketball court?" My grandmother said yes. My sisters and Super B sister stayed in the front and played with each other. Once I got to the court, I realized two of Super B cousins I played against in PAL. We all dapped each other up and played a few 3-on-3 games. I gotta admit, their b-ball style was a little rawer than everyone I played with in Bushwick, but I was able to hang. Then the third big game, Big U and Debo came on the court. They started telling everyone about last night. We all just laughed and were cool with each other from that point on. Most people wouldn't have done what I did. Honestly, I'm not sure what made me do it. Hey, it worked out for the best. It's the end of chapter 7, y'all. Like I said, I appreciate
Yo, yo, can't hear you, Chip. Yo,
bad. So, like, all right, so I could kind of get everybody up to speed. Angel, salute, Queen. Empress Cat, salute. No doubt, no doubt, Crystal. Listen, so Philip, if you're from New York, then you know Philip Scholar is the school for gifted and talented. Called IS 383. You do got to take an exam to get into that school. I did pass with flying colors. They wanted to skip me 2 grades ahead, but my mother was like, "Nah, you know." And I don't want to blame her, but I will say this: a lot of times when our children want to advance, especially on an educational level, we should allow them to do so, because not doing so had me bored and then had me getting into other things versus staying focused on school. Because it was like, yo, if I'm getting the grades to get skipped 2 grades ahead, that's bragging rights. I mean, that's something I could brag on. I'm gonna be finished school earlier, you know, and to be told, nah, whatever her reasoning was, you need to grow with your peers and so on and so forth. Kind of to this day, I kind of, wish things went a little bit differently. But needless to say, still, I still turned out pretty well, man. R.I.P. to my mom. That was my, definitely around the way. Our house was always like the game house. You know what I mean? Anybody from, matter of fact, I just see Robbie in the chat. Uh, he used to come to the house. We used to get our dominoes on, get our play Romy, play spades, video games, so on and so forth. It was to really keep us from wanting to be outside all the time, especially if y'all listening to the areas that I'm naming. You talking about Bedford between Park and Sterling. I'm talking about Nostrand and Park Ave. Like, these ain't no. If you're from New York, these blocks was the blocks back then. You talking about early '80s, going into the '90s. Those was the you really had to be someone to really go through them blocks and navigate through them blocks safely. I got a whole plethora of pictures that I was supposed to show and all that other stuff, but we running kind of short on time. But yeah, I'm gonna take y'all like back on the block and uh you know, pictures with me. I got herringbone on. You know like not. Let me make sure that I say this for any kids that's listening. I'm not glorifying that type of hustling in no way, shape, form, or fashion. That was something that I had to pretty much do to keep my family afloat. I went out there and I sacrificed and made sure that me and my sisters, my mom, we were straight. My mom was extremely militant, and what I mean by that is, think about it. Any mother that would open up the window on every block that she moved on and shoot 3 shots out the window to let the block know that we holding, we're gonna defend ourselves by any means necessary. Yeah, ladies, the eye talk, salute, Worry, RP already. Appreciate y'all. Terrence, salute, King. So, I mean, that's how my mother was. She it was like balls to the wall. Make sure that we protect ourselves by any means necessary. And that's just how it was, man. She
That's how it's supposed to be. Shit.
yeah. Now, in retrospect, teaching my children as of today, right? That is not something that I kind of preach to my kids, like, go out there and, kind of prove. It's almost like I constantly had to prove myself in each and every area that I moved to. It was like, first of all, I'm light skinned, I got freckles. As y'all know, my father was full-blown Hispanic. My mother was born in England, but my grandma was from Jamaica. So it was always that mutt feeling or them it was all type of jokes. The Archie jokes, the Dennis the Menace jokes. It was the kid from the Mad magazine jokes. So, if you wanted the jokes to stop.
You got them jokes like the foreigners used to get.
Yeah,
I get jokes, you got your jokes. Like,
listen, I had to, hey, you had to suck it up and get to a point where you had to defend yourself. Another thing, let me make sure I say this again. For any children that's listening, or if y'all sharing this book with your kids, the different rec centers that they had in New York, from PAL to Big Apple Games, Yogi Bear, whatever, Awana Club, they were extremely influential for latchkey children. Like a lot of our parents had 2 jobs, they weren't there. You was the one raising your younger siblings. So to have somewhere to go in the community and still be able to play basketball or whatsoever, it kind of kept you out of the streets. The manipulation of some of the all right, so let me make sure I say this respectfully. Star Knickerbocker in Bushwick and Lincoln and Troy in Crown Heights. Those 2 places that I'm naming, allegedly, back in that era, were the 2 spots. If you were in that lifestyle in the drug game, you went there to go get weight. Either Star Knickerbocker from the Hispanics, or you went and got it from the Jamaicans on Lincoln and Troy, the Gully Men. Period, hands down. Let's choose going uptown, whatever. You came there. So a lot of the people who was what, we crossed paths with them, especially the fact that a lot of us used to boost. A lot of hustlers turned to boosters because the boosters had the flyest things on discount.
That was the streets, yeah.
That's how it was.
We kept the drug dealers and the hip hop entertainers fly.
Exactly. and then all the Jamaican and other individuals would send a lot of the stuff back home, by the barrel, and we were compensated for it very heavily. Again, this is not something that I'm bragging on, but I will say this: a lot of us, me, Dog, Big Man, who was up here a few minutes ago, we had lifestyles and had respectable reputation prior to social media. Some of y'all are only relevant on social media. Y'all have no, besides, if like your last name, your name was your social media back then. Other people heard of the stuff you was doing, and that was your social media tag. That's how, if you went to park in Underhill, or park in Washington, or park in Nostrand, or St. John's and Nostrand, this is how you survive those areas, being able to wear jewelry, being able to go there, walk by comfortably, respectfully. In the book, you're going to hear me reference a lot of individuals. Some of the individuals in the book, I had to change their name because of either pending cases or prior cases that, kind of, I'm talking about from the feds and all type of things. So a lot of people, you might be like, well, nah, that's not their name. I had to change the name up because for copyright reasons and all type of things. So some of those individuals, especially around Lincoln and Troy, I had to switch a lot of the names up. But I will say this, shout out to those people like Radigan that came through and blessed the hood. A lot of them guys was like Robin Hood, man. R.I.P. Robin. R.I.P. My little homie Dread Ocampo, man. That's Dread. That's that was a tough one, man. So was a lot of other people. Russ, Doobie. These are all people that my peers. We went to school together. We done had battles with Albany Projects, per se. Star Low. That's got pictures. When Albany tried to bring Star Move in the arcade room, but the arcade was on Sterling, and that's passing through. And again, a lot of times, a lot of us have mutual respect for one another because a lot of us was put in situations where we had to defend each other. No, there was no way I was gonna let nobody run down on Star, knowing that tomorrow we gonna fuck around being on the me out with each other. You got a warrant. Back to the warrant day. You got a warrant put on you doing something like that. So yeah, to this day, I'm still I'm not outside no more. I'm not, about that life anymore. But I still, will defend the family by any means necessary. And that's just how that goes. So I always tell people, man, I don't really have friends, man. I got family. Like Dog, I don't look at him as a friend. Big Man, I don't look at they family. If something happened, it's go time because that's family. This book, and the reason why I'm kind of bringing it to y'all now, because I'm coming up on the closure of volume 2. I'm gonna push volume 2 super heavy. It's going to really take you into the dark side. It's going to take you through my time on the island, my time in the feds, when I came home, when I hit B-more, when a lot of us was going out of town on me out. Like some people went to 34th Street and that was the end of their me out. some of us went state to state to state doing things allegedly.
Mhm.
Again, the book does open up avenues for anybody else to tell a story. Like in the book, Dark is mentioned, but I don't tell Dark story. Big Man is mentioned. I don't tell Big Boo story. Welcome Home, Frankie Boo. Frankie Boo is mentioned, but I don't tell his story. I just tell what I learned from them and how something they taught me helped me out of a certain situation. Like Frank. Frank always told me, if you're gonna be outside, if you're gonna be doing XYZ, da da da, always put crazy glue on your fingertips. Always. Always play minor. You know, no matter how old you know, play minor so you can go to adolescence. Those little things transpire into, if you ever was to get in trouble or get in a messed up situation or go away to school for an extended period of time, you kind of knew like the ropes, like and it's some stories, man. I got some stories for the people, but I am gonna open up the panel. Got focus for change, dog. I know you got a ton of questions. Let me open up this platform real quick. Anybody that want to share anything from back in the days, if you want to come up, I'm gonna drop the link. Y'all can come up, come politic, or y'all can just chit chat in the chat. Either way, if y'all could like, comment, and subscribe to each other, and follow each other and all that other good stuff, that's a blessing. Them likes and shares and comments, it keeps you in the algorithm. If you're on your phone, right, on the right hand side, it's a heart. If you click that heart, it's like some other emojis lined up next to it. It's like 100 sign, party sign, and some other thing. That's called reaction buttons. If you tap those reactions, that helps the algorithm and helps the content creator stay in the algorithm. That's another thing. I never knew that before. I sat through somebody's chat and learned that. So that little heart thingy, the 100 emoji, by all means, Wise, salute. What up, Wise?
Wise, what up, Wise?
Chip, salute. No, salute. How y'all? Peace.
Man, oh man, oh man. See, and again, even like, and I gotta use Wise for prime example. See, you talking about individuals who
Peace.
seen you back then. Seeing like when other people can vouch for your actions, I should say it that way. But whenever people can vouch for that makes things relevant. None of these stories that I'm sharing, none of the things I'm saying is to glorify toughness or glorify being in the hood. It's to help or encourage another individual that might be faced with crazy seeing football numbers and think, yo, this is the end of the road for me. I'm never gonna see the light of day again. Fuck it, I'm just gonna crash all the way out. Nah. I'm a prime example of, if you're young and you make a mistake, you can grow. You can change your life around. Just get around other people, like-minded individuals who are on a different path. See, the one smart thing that they told me was, all the things that the drug dealers got, I can have too. But I ain't got to worry about looking over my shoulders as much. And that stuck with me, and that helped me change my mentality. It helped me change the way I was thinking. And now, several businesses and nonprofits and so on and so forth. Later, I'm here to give my testimony so that another young individual from the inner city could make it out and change their family tree forever. Like, I'm gonna make this real quick. My daughter, Laylo, y'all, a lot of y'all know her, just turned 16. Yo, her first job gonna be with me at the store that I'm about to go open up. That's her first job. I'm not saying I'm saying this so that you can always put your family in position not to go through some of the stuff that we went through, man. Like, yo, and I don't want to bust out in tears and all that stuff, but yo, I always, Doc, I never graduated from high school. I never walked across a graduation stage. I got a GED when I was on an island. My certificate was mailed to my mother. I mean, I got college degrees now, but they were mailed, and then, kind of find out I had to retake some of them classes because they didn't use the credits from jail schools in the real world. So it was a long story, but needless to say, right? Your diploma is not going to say late this many times, D average, whatever. It's going to say high school grad. Mm-hmm. That's what it's going to say. Mine's going to say GED. No, that's not what they say. So, again, this is for all of the younger individuals, even the older individuals. If you just think, well, man, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. I am here to show you the light at the end of a tunnel, man. The polo that a lot of these people is worshiping, I took a couple silk crizzies and bought my first house. Let me make sure that sinks in. The clothes that you value, and some of them silk crizzies had Lizzie holes in it. So the low that y'all running around going to buy and bidding on eBay and all that other stuff, super duper if you want to be the Mr. Polo collector. Hats off to you. But what you gonna leave for your kids, man? My kid, listen, I'll be 1,000% honest with y'all. Greg, salute, kid. My kids don't want no hand-me-down polo stuff. Dad, what's this? Man, don't nobody wear that no more. Man, y'all too old. You damn near 50. Mm-hmm. You wearing polo? Nah.
I know that's what I said. That's why it's like it's more of an investment if they want to sell it later to somebody that's trying to be a polo enthusiast, trying to come up, maybe missed on a couple things. You know what? All right, here it go. You know what I'm saying? But that's basically what you doing it, but you don't want to be out here killing yourself, chasing down no damn polo and stuff, and always want to be the first one with it, or this, that, and the third, and you got all this polo, but you living up in an apartment. You know what I'm saying? You spending all this money elsewhere, but you up in an apartment. So did you really change your mind state from back in the days, or are you still stuck in that same stage of, oh, I gotta be fly, I gotta impress the hood, they gotta see me, they gotta know this is what I'm doing. When I come out, he dropped this, I gotta be out there that weekend with it. You know what I mean? If that's your mind state, you still stuck. And back in the days, if that's where you at and you ain't really got a foundation, you can say, oh, hold on. I got my crib right here. I got this space, you know what I mean? I got my whole basement. Oh, I use my basement for storage, or I got my backyard storage in the shed somewhere, you know what I mean? And then I got storage off land somewhere. Then yeah. But if you got an apartment and you live in the 2-bed and you over here and you got a storage, what are you doing? You need to invest that money in something else. Okay, you can pull out a couple pieces and you can flam, but is you really comfortable where you at? You know what I mean?
Let me do this. See, start taking your papers and investing in you, man. Go up there, go get you your clothing brand, your stuff. You know, Ralph Lauren took care of Ralph Lauren, his family straight. They turn 18 years old. They giving $1 million. They good. They Gucci. Your family is the one that our family. Let me make sure I say that because I'm still, I don't want nobody to think like Chip Rich. No, I'm just at a point where I invest well, and at least if you don't do nothing else, buy some shares and some stock in what you're wearing. If you're gonna wear it, at least own a couple shares of it, so your money, is benefiting you. Man, listen,
I think them every time they go buy some Ralph Lauren. Me and the man thank them. Man got stock in it, and I got stock. We thank you. Thank you. So, and that's just sitting there because I'm just letting that be what it be, because that's one of those situations where when a person go and they be like, oh, he got money over here too. Oh, he had a little money over here too. Oh, he had a savings over here too. Oh, he had that. Yeah. So when I go, the kids gonna have a nice couple changes. They ain't gonna know where it might be coming from. They're like, oh, dad was investing. Oh, my dad threw a couple dollars in that before. Oh, that's coming back to us. Oh, it's
that's
like
a fact,
that.
man. Like, again, even with these books, shout out to Big Man who about to drop his book. Shout out to everybody else who's working on these books, man. Your book is your legacy. When you long and gone, and your book's still gonna be here for the next generation, the generation after that, and generation after that. Volume 2 of this book is on its way. Then I'm gonna drop volume 3, and then we shopping the deal. The nicest number wins, man. And let me make sure I say this respectfully. The rappers that a lot of y'all idolized us. Let that not go over your head. The rappers, the moguls, them same guys, they idolized us, the little scrawny little kid boosters from the 80s, 90s, and so on and so forth. In them videos, a lot of the stuff that they was wearing, they got from us. Hands down. If you don't believe me, you pull up your favorite rapper, go back to some of their rhymes, and you'll hear them shout out the Low Lives. It's imperative. They must. In hip hop, they must shout us out. When they did the 50 years of hip hop, they had no choice but to shout us out. It's documentaries. It's listen. They you talking about y'all could go back and this is all the stuff y'all could go research and look. A lot of us done been on Geraldo. A lot of us by far was on from the Daily News or any other news articles that was covering us. It's there, like the history is there. My question is, how much is that history gonna pay you? Not a damn dollar if you don't go out here and start documenting your story. Everybody got their own story, whatever the case may be. I'm 1,000%, for you. I support each and every person, right? But you better be your biggest supporter, man. You better get up off your ass and work with a sense of urgency, man. True story. A lot of people say, "Well, Chip, what made you decide all of a sudden to write your book?" I had a heart attack. Ski Black Pass, RIP. That's the home team. Steamer wound up getting real estate. I'm like, oh shit. I'll be damned if somebody else gonna tell my story. I'm telling y'all, a sense of urgency, man. It changed my way of thinking tremendously. When you sit down and you have children, you have responsibilities, if you got a significant other, whatever the case may be. Appreciate you, Keith. Whatever the case may be, right? The goal is debt-free and financially independent. That should be everybody's goal. Debt-free, financially independent. How can you get financially independent if you don't start somewhere? Like, you gotta put something in motion, man. But I don't know. You can't live off of 40, 50-year-old stories, man. Yeah, you killed Macy's. You killed B. Altman's. Yeah, super duper. Hats off to you. You was involved in a lot of jewelry rushes. Listen, matter of fact, the Million Low Rush, man. You know, those interviews. Any Fin, salute, King. You know, y'all go check Any Fin out. Man, he got a great fishing channel over there. You know, awesome fisherman. Y'all make sure y'all go check out Ghostface Keisha. She got Hip Hop Caviar, you know, over there doing some wonderful, wonderful. Money to you, salute, Queen. You know, shout out to the whole Skull Gang, man. That's another thing. You know, shout out to Skull and his platform, the Skull Gang. Just great content creators, just dropping unbelievable information. But back to like what I was saying, when you sit down and you're focused, whatever your focus may be, right? How can you make that profitable for yourself? How can you turn your 40, 50, 60-year-old story into money?
Yeah, something profitable. Shit. Especially if you're trying to involve yourself in what's, you know, the culture, or you circling yourself around that. You know what I mean? You can't just say, okay, I'm living off what I did back in the days and these stories hit. Okay, is it getting you paid? What are you doing with it? How you know what I mean? You're right. Because I mean, a lot of people are just living off just the back in the days and not really producing nothing now. And even if they're not producing nothing in the culture, are you producing something for yourself, period? You know what I mean? Your life, your livelihood, your legacy.
The link to the book, if I'm not mistaken, hold on. It's shit. Matter of fact, I'm gonna make sure I put the link in the description. I think put it, my beautiful, wonderful wife, Sarah. Awesome, yeah. Appreciate you. That's the link to the book, y'all. It's in the chat. Anybody who get a book, I'm sending them out. I got bookmarkers somewhere around here. I got bookmarkers, and you know, I'm doing autographs and all that other stuff. No problem. Now, in the book, y'all hear me talk about. Anytime my father came around, he would take me to the comic book store, or you know, if I did something good, my mom took me comic book store. You know, some of them comic books I still got to this day. I still have 3 copies of Spider-Man #2. Yeah, anybody could Google what is the value of Spider-Man #2 in excellent condition. Just Google. I got 3 of them. Any matter of fact, Google this. Back in the days, we all most of us had this. A Viewmaster. This is still in the box, y'all. It's still in the box. You know, listen. Take some of the things that we took for granted back in the days and check the value of them. Mm-hmm. I know people that's probably sitting on baseball cards or football cards, or some of those things is worth a lot of money.
Listen, the hustle is different now. It's sometimes long-term hustle. Those things there's long-term hustles. You just stack up and cards and all the memorabilia and things like that. You sit on those things, and then who knows what it be looking like in 15 years, 20 years from now. And your kids, you know what I mean? That's something for your kids. You know what I mean? Shit.
Yeah, you know, man, it's just a like I said, it's a blessing to sit down and
Got your boy,
my
got your boy
bad,
Wise. You got Wise in it.
yeah.
What's good, dog?
Uh-huh. Shit.
Hold us down, Wild. Wild, let me ask you a question. You know, being I got you up here, being from around the way, being someone who Benito salute King, being from around the way, being some, you know, being able to change and or see the change that occurred. What is something that you know to let's just say the younger you, if you was able to have a conversation with the younger you right now, what would you tell them?
The young me,
Yeah, the young you.
like what age? Because you know we went through stages. You know what I mean? Like the shit we was doing when we was 15, we wasn't doing that when we was 20. Because you know we was trying to like escalate our street level or get our name, get our weight up or whatever. Just like a lot of people stopped boosting and started doing other things in the street. You know what I mean? So if you talk about like the young before I came off the porch, I probably would have never went on Washington Avenue in Prospect. Cause that's where everything started, right there. Like I already was in a situation, right? I already had a rough home life. You know, my home situation already was crazy. So, you know, going outside, it was like a whole nother world. Sometimes outside is better than your home life. I think that's what young people today don't understand. Your home is your castle, right? So that's where you're supposed to be the most comfortable, whatever it is. It's nice to have a house, but if all you got is an apartment, that apartment got to be the most comfortable place ever.
Mm-hmm.
So I think young people today don't know how to separate their street life from their home life, and that's why even like back in the days, we was in our friends' houses, but we wasn't in our friends' business because parents didn't talk about shit in front. You had the company conversation, shit you knew to only talk about when company was there, and then you had shit you talked about when company wasn't there. So your mom didn't have to tell you, people are here, don't say such and such and such. It's certain shit you just didn't talk about. I think these days kids talk about everything. Like people be like knowing your whole life, your whole whatever. So I would have told my young self, I can't even say like not because a lot of what I went through, I feel like I had to go through it to be the man I am today.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So maybe I would have did different with the money. Maybe that's what I would have did. I would have told my young self, don't buy so much sneakers. Don't spend all your money in the club. Don't be dumb. I did a lot of dumb shit. So in hindsight, I didn't know how stupid I was being. But you know, another thing I think about every day is why I love my life, because we don't understand how we really was risking our life every single day. Like every single day. That's what we was doing. And look how old we were. We were 16, we were 17, and we was out there with the wolves. You know, it was a time where like it was so many blocks in Crown Heights I couldn't go on. Like it was like on site. You know, as you grow up, and I think me going to prison, because I got cool with a lot of dudes in prison that I didn't fuck with on the street, because it's a different world. You know what I'm saying? And so I would tell my young self, be smarter. That's the thing I could say. Be smarter. When I was young, I was dumb. And a lot of these kids of today are dumb. But the ones that listen, I give them the information. So you can't say that you didn't know better. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? You know what it is too. When I be hearing people talking and telling about their story, I be sitting there really thinking about it. If we really think, like going back when you saying we was younger, just imagine back in the days when them kids was 5 and 6, back in slavery times when they was running them streets and had to be men and had to go out there in the cotton and run crazy and things like that. So time it changes as it go along as we get older and we see, because like right now kids is coming out being in them streets a little bit later, as you see, because now we are parenting more. And when we say what we would tell our younger selves, it's like, wow, it's kind of weird because you only could see your flaws and be like, what did I make a mistake? What it really asks is, if we had the guidance when we was coming up and our parents knew better or knew the system or knew how to work the system and knew if they had the skills to give us and education to give us, we'd have moved a little bit differently. You know what I mean? We wouldn't have probably been out there so early because, you reflect on it on the time how we living now. We not letting our kids do the things our parents let our kids do before.
I'm glad you said that, because as fathers, we don't get in. As a man, you make kids, you got to take care of them. So I'm not saying nobody pat me on the back. You don't get a trophy for doing your job. You make kids, you supposed to raise them. But to touch on what you just said, these kids is going out later. That's because there's more fathers in the house. You know what I'm saying? When I grew up, a lot of us ain't had no father. And a lot of us didn't even know they father. Forget the nigga wasn't around. A lot of us didn't know they father. You know what I'm saying? Like I grew up with no dad, right? So my mom's never tried to get in on Father's Day. That shit was just like a Wednesday. It was a regular day. It just didn't mean nothing. But my mom's never bashed our dad. My mom never said, "Oh, he left. He just didn't exist." That was that. Ain't no father here. Is nothing to talk about. Mm-hmm. That's it. But I changed that in my cycle. I showed up. Even at the worst time of my life, my kids didn't even know that I was going through what I was going through, but I still had to show up every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was on some real, like, you know what it is? You got to put fucking 5 sneakers on feet, 6 sneakers on feet, and you ain't got no job. You got to make a way, or you do got a job, but that job just ain't enough. Like, it just not, it's hard. I went through a lot, dog. I went through a lot, but I showed up. I showed up. So if you have a conversation with my kids, never one of them ever going to tell you there was a time they needed their father and their daddy didn't show up.
And that comes from the pain from us going through what we went through with our fathers. That at the end of the day, you'll sit there and go through certain things in life, because you try to make ends meet and make things happen and go through that. But still, in your mind, you still saying to yourself, no matter what I go through, I got to check on my kids. I got to reach out.
We got to instill in these young men, no matter what, right? Because we can't control the relationship. People break up. You can't break up with your kid. You got to show up. But also, we got to teach our daughters, you can't play with the baby. It's not your kid, and what you allow him to do is your kid. You got to let a man be a father. Whatever happened between y'all, you got to eat that.
Yeah. And that
the man that want to show up, you got to let them show up. Because a lot of these times, these ladies are teaching their kids they hate their father with lies. You see what I'm saying? Or they teaching these kids all their life they don't gotta respect their father as much as they respect their mother. But then when they get out of line, they calling their father, "What you want me to do with this animal you created? You done told this dude all his life that he don't gotta listen to me. So what I'm gonna do now? Now I'm the bad dad. Oh, you won't take him? Take him and do what? So he can come over here and fuck up my house? So I can catch a case because I'm gonna fuck him up. Excuse my language." That's where I come from. It's discipline over here.
And that's
rules over here.
And that's where it be like we still even, and it be sad when you find out certain brothers go to jail and they out of their kid's life and things like that. Then they come home and then the kid done went through 5 or 6 or 7 years of the mother showing them a certain way. Now they used to this way. Now here you come out of nowhere trying to say, "Yo,
it's
this
chaos.
is the law."
It's chaos.
It's
Because
gonna be
she's
yeah.
gonna
It's
tell
gonna,
him, you don't
yeah.
gotta listen to him. He just got out of jail. He don't got shit.
It's
So
kind
once you
be
put
kind
that,
of
and I'm not
weird.
saying every lady is like that. I'm just saying there's ladies out there like that. So as we raising these kids, we got to teach our sons to show up, and we got to teach our ladies, our daughters, not to be bitter and stop trying to stop. Like what my son dealing with right now is retarded. And we had an arrangement, you know, she just on whatever. And I don't want to put his business out there, but it's like, nah, you can't do that. You gotta let a man be a man and a man be a father. You know?
Yeah. That's how it is. Sometimes, you know what I mean, life is the best experience, you know what I mean? You gotta go through it before them, you know what I mean, when they get older. But you know, as parents, we still try to, you know, help them out and, you know what I mean, deter them from certain hurdles in life that we know that they might come across and things like that.
Because you
That's why
got
we
to give
try to
them
do
the
the best.
information. The information is worth more than the sneakers. It's fine the bottom stuff. It's fine the bottom stuff. But you got to give them the information that you know about life so that when they get in certain situations, they can't say they didn't know. See what I'm saying? Like if you take a kid that just grew up in the suburbs and all of a sudden something happened to his family, he end up in the hood, he ain't gonna know how to survive because he ain't never been taught about nothing like that. He gonna be scared. He never
Ain't
gonna
never
be
kissed a
comfortable.
bus.
It's
Ain't
gonna
never.
be bad. You know what I'm saying? But if you told them, listen, this could happen at any day. This could happen. Da 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 da. Be ready. Da, da. You understand what I'm saying? You still can't
see,
predict how they're gonna come out, but motherfucker ain't gonna just be stuck on zero.
yeah, and that's why it's good to give them that info so it won't be a shock when it do happen. Because sometimes things happen that'll mess their whole mind up. Like, oh no, like you know what I mean, like say if police run down on your kid, if you don't tell them before, yo, listen, these are the things that can happen. Whoa, 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 and you explaining them, police this. When the police do come down on them, they don't act crazy, they don't act erratic. They don't start doing things that they don't know, you know, what to
Yeah.
do. They already,
I
they
tell my
okay.
son all the time, don't argue with no police. They will kill you. If you know you didn't do nothing, just cooperate with them. It's
Yeah.
inconvenient, but these police will kill you for nothing. They looking for a reason.
Mhm.
If you know you good and you not dirty, all you got to do is do what they tell you. You gonna feel violated, and a lot of times they are gonna violate your right. But
just
there's numbers you can call after that. See,
yeah,
people don't do their pen work. You got to
yeah.
get their name. You got to the same way they take your information. You got to take their information.
But see, that's why when a kid is young and you coming up in this time, when you young and you see somebody older, at the end of the day, you see them as authority. No matter what, no matter if they're got a badge on or what, you see somebody that's older than you, and to these kids, you could be in your 20s or whatever. They think you older, and they in they teens. So they already see you as authority. But now here you come with this badge on, and already in our psyche, we already looking at them as, oh, they cause harm. You know what I mean? So if we looking at they causing harm, and you don't, your kid could really go crazy and be like, you know, act really scared and do certain movements that
You
they.
get nervous, and that's another thing I don't like about these police. They be asking, "Oh, why you moving white?" Because I'm nervous. I don't know what you gonna do to me. I'm scared. See, like you know, as men, especially as black men, we prideful. We don't want to come out and say we terrified. You understand what I'm saying? So we start fidgeting. We don't know what to do. Or give me what's your name? You be forgetting your own name because you nervous. You don't know what to do because you don't even know why the police
A
stop
lot
you.
of y'all not right. This is true. This is God honest truth. I ain't been outside in the streets in years, and up to today. Matter of fact, the other day, the police got behind me, threw on the lights. Now, let me make sure I explain this thoroughly for y'all. It automatically clicks to me. I pull over, I turn the vehicle off, and I throw my keys out the front window and have my arms extended out. I ain't reaching for jack. I can't get you my license. I'm not reaching over there for no insurance thing. The keys right there on the ground. I need you to feel that there's nothing harm coming this way from this.
Tell me what you want me to do, officer.
No,
That's it.
absolute. That's all. Listen, I just want to get home or on my way to work. I don't need no time. I don't want to argue. If you say I was speeding, yes, I was. If you say I was swerving, yes, I was. No problem. Write your ticket. I'm going to be on my very way, sir. Because at the end of the day, there was a point in time where there are individuals who you're going to start seeing come on this platform who dislike authority, dislike officers of the law. So in that same circumstance, they would have did things like reach over from the passenger seat and shove their feet to keep the car moving. Now I'm going to jump out and run, and you just keep no. See, we're not in those times anymore. So if you know that legitimately you ain't do nothing crazy, pull over. Pull over. Listen, the officer, he told me, man, you ain't got to do all that. You don't understand, sir. Yes, I do. It is 5:30 a.m. It is dark out here. It is no sir, Bob. I am not giving. I don't want you to be any more scared than you already are walking to this vehicle. The keys is on the damn ground, and my hand is out of the window.
And now that we got a report, I could tell officer, why did you pull me over?
I was doing no problem, sir. What you said, the tag light is out. No problem, sir. I'll get that fixed as soon as I get a chance. Do you have your license? Yes, it's in my visor. See, I don't keep my license in my pocket no more. Why? Your license in your pocket, you gotta reach for that. My license right here in the visor. You can go grab it, but I cannot. License is in the visor. I will take the ticket for not producing my insurance or my registration card because I'm not reaching in the glove box.
Because of where we come from, if the police stop me today, I'll probably start stuttering. The police just make me nervous and uncomfortable. Like they just make me nervous and uncomfortable. Straight up and down.
I keep mine. As he said, wallet. He said reaching for. That's why I don't have no issues with that because honestly, I keep my wallet in my front pocket, right there. So if they ask, they're like, "Oh, hold on, look, right here in my pocket." I go just because I don't put my wallet in my back pocket.
Nah, listen, it's dark outside. I do not want to read. That's just like
I'll be telling them, listen, officer, you asked me for my ID. Can I go in my pocket and get my ID for you? Because a lot of times, this another thing too, that these police be bugging out. A lot of times they come already aiming. How you not gonna be nervous? They be reaching for their gun right away. They don't even be knowing what's going on. You ain't broke no kind of law. You oblivious to whatever. Next thing you know, police pointing their gun at you, talking about freeze. Whoa. Mm-hmm. You don't know whether to freeze, talk, move. You don't know what to do.
No doubt.
That's
You've been up here hour 40 something minutes. Listen, man, I appreciate all of y'all hanging out with us tonight. We just had to get some of this stuff off our chest. Listen, matter of fact, I did 6 and 7 and 8. I'm gonna do 8 and 9 probably together. I'm gonna do them together. After 9, y'all just gonna have to go get the book, man. Realistically, is 15 chapters of
I ain't gonna front though. Lisa did you dirty.
Portion of my story, huh?
I ain't gonna front though, Chip. Lisa did you dirty.
Yeah.
Your stomach was hurting as soon as she said that to you. Your whole stomach just started hurting.
Not only that, like, listen. You like the older, so she was a year older than me. She gonna tell your little sister.
We not haters or nothing like that, but you felt a little way about Fred after that too.
Listen, see, you just know, like
when you saw Fred, over there dancing with her, even though you was dancing with her sister, you ain't like that, yo.
No, hell no. Listen, I ain't even tell him. I honestly, you know, you gonna tell him. That's what in my mind I wanted to say. You gonna tell him your damn self. Talking about, you know, hook you up.
Because we don't come up like that. We not haters. We gonna let Fred know what she said, but we gonna be looking at Fred a little bit different after that.
Yeah, but you know that I just want y'all to remember that story because you know Lisa, Fred, my cousin Chris, like they are real influential in
You know what it is? She
a lot
just
of
dropped
things
the
that go
bomb
on.
on you by telling you that she like Fred. And then 20 minutes after that, her and Fred slow dancing. That's like, yo, throwing sand in my eye. You already pushed me down. Now you're going to throw the sand in my face too?
You know, especially you know, what's that called? After you lured me in, you know, yeah, I got something to tell you. You know what I mean? You make it sound like, yeah, you make it sound like you could have just told me straight up, like, yo, you know, I want you to hook me up with your cousin. Like, yeah,
Took you all to the side room and all that. You probably thought you was going to get like a little 7 humps.
Oh, man. Listen. I just knew, listen, you know, all right, so for all the dances, you just know, I'm like, yeah, after I hit this dance floor, I just knew. I was like, yo, I'm in there. Like, yo, listen, I am in there. If nothing else, you know, when you
Show
know,
me your
you
best
can
move on the basketball court. How dare she do that?
You know, listen.
Yo, that young heartbreak be crazy. For real. With me,
Yeah,
it was always a
young.
light skinned girl.
When you're young, you don't think there's no tomorrow. You thinking this is it. Oh man, I'm never gonna find no girl.
Then you know you always get that funny feeling when they want to talk you to the side. I don't want to hear you and Fred problems or good time. I don't want to hear that shit.
I hope Fred cheating on your ass. That's it. I hope Fred cheating on your ass. What you talking about?
Get on the book, you know. Salute to Lisa Fred, man. Matter of fact, in the chat, right? And I don't think he in here today, but you gonna hear me talk about him a lot. Royalty is Ty Bugs. Whenever you see Ty Bugs in this chat or come on the platform, that's my cousin Tion, Royalty, and he is super influential to. That's how I met Doc and Big Bull and Boosie and that. I mean, do my cousin Tion. So it's like, you know, it's crazy, man. It's just
I didn't know you used to live on Big Block.
Yeah. Yo, and even with that story, right? Like, so Big Little Kim, you know, what I mean, I'm shouting out names now. All you know, then the whole Junior Mafia, you know, a lot of them.
You know,
allegedly.
Junior that used to boost. He was from Bergen in Washington.
Yeah,
he used to hang on Fulton all the time.
Yeah, I know. You know, well, I could tell you in the book you're gonna hear me talk about them. Boom.
Yeah, Junior was food. We all from right there. Junior, Haiti, Bugsy,
all of
like Everlasting, like all of us from right there, from them 3 little blocks between Franklin, Washington.
You gonna hear them names like Shaka, the twins.
I was with Shaka the other day.
You're gonna hear them names because my family lived on Park between Clawson and Washington.
Okay. I used to live right around the corner. I'm from Brandon Prospect. You was in a little precinct block. The 77 minutes.
All right, so the Jamaicans that lived in the middle of the block across from the park?
Wayne Dyson, them or the other Jamaicans?
Them two. All of us is
so you know Wayne, you know Donovan, you know Peter.
Donovan is my you gonna hear him in the book. All of that, that's my cousins. That's family. So my aunt Lila is the one who throw the parties on Park Place.
I used to be in all them basement parties on Park Place. It was 3 different buildings. It was Wayne Dyson on building. It was basically with the first building, and then up the block it was 2 buildings that they used to throw parties. I used to be in all them basement parties.
And that's my family. That's
and
where
none of them shits, they all looked nice, but all the walls was fucked up in all them basements. You come out of a rubber dub, the whole back of your everything is dirty.
Absolutely.
You know, more for the sheetrock.
Absolutely. But yeah, you know, shout out to the whole dark place, man. They help pave the way. Shout out to Inga. You know, I'm not gonna leave you out. You know, shout out to the whole everybody, like everybody.
Big Quiddy, who from that block? Big Quiddy, Shay from that block, Shaka, his brother Sha, the twins, Kirk and Dirk, Wayne Dice, Nigel.
Listen,
Wayne,
all of them.
I know just about everybody on that block.
Stan that used to come to the block from Guana.
Stan the weed nigga. Stan the that's my Stan is like my godfather. Y'all love Stan. He had the gold. He had the gold 98 with the BBS ring. Stan the first person to take me to Coney Island. And Stan had bad bitches. Stan the weed man. I love Stan. That was my dude, yo.
His brother
Stan is my dude.
All of them. So when you hear me talk about the boxers and how, you know, I got, you know, my uncles and them used to always, you know,
I know all of them. Stan, Uncle,
this is where it all came from.
Jungler.
Mm-hmm.
Life big and go on us.
Miss Knight, that's all my aunts in them. That's all family. I mean, blood family. That's like, so. I mean, you're in the book. You go ahead.
I remember when Uncle don't have that strip to go on us right there. They was
small world
on that strip.
Yeah, absolutely. This that's why I said a lot of people's favorite rappers idolize us. Lady JJ salute. They idolized us back then, man. I ain't gonna lie to you now. There's one time we was in a tunnel, right? We're in a tunnel. We gonna pop bottles. We doing our thing. And you know, Puffing his little, you know, Puff back then was a dancer.
Shaking it.
Dancing around, you know, just a little. I mean, Puff got papers now, but back then he was, you know, idolized us, man.
I even know the dude that got in the fight with Puff, with the J-Lo and all that night. Everybody call him Scar, but that's Poochie. I remember when he was just little Poochie.
Mm-hmm.
Not the diminisher, because Scar definitely he made a move. So I ain't trying to take nothing away from him. I'm just saying I knew him before he was Scar. You know, when I was gone already. When he was doing all that Scar, I was gone.
That's the home team, man. That's the, you know.
Yeah,
that's the home team.
Little Ronnie, his brother Twan.
Just now when you heard me talk about Super B, that's Super D from Park Place in Nostrand. Super D, his cousin Quan Low. That's
I used to be on Park in Nostrand too. I know Doc, I know Flip, I know Binky, I know Buck, I know AG.
Definitely Buck.
I used to be up right there on it. Matter of fact, Buck was in a party with us like 2 weeks ago. And AG, we just seen that. Matter of fact, that day they did the beach thing in Canarsie. I had just seen AG. He was out there that day doing something else.
So, yeah, like
I used to be up on a lot of them blocks, all on Franklin. That's how I know. Haiti ain't really from Franklin. Haiti from Classic. We used to be on Franklin.
Shout out to
I'm not really from St. Mark's. I'm from Grand, but I used to be on St. Mark's. Everybody thought that was my block.
That's just like, you know, we have boosters from the Johns, but that's just like shout out to Kiki the Guest King, man. You know, that God bless his soul, man. That was the home team. Like whenever shout out to Skeletor, that was another person that was influential.
I was telling what you call it this back in the days. Before y'all started doing y'all 1-2 heavy, the best boosters was the Dolphins. All the Dolphins was boosters.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
They all had shit to sell. They was having toasters. Like how you boost a toaster?
Everything. You ain't never lied, Craig.
I'm telling you. Listen,
they come through it. The only thing is they came through it a little cheaper than everybody else.
Way cheaper because they were strung out. But they the ones that had all the shit. The dope fiends had all, because it wasn't no crackheads. The dope fiends had all. They was all everybody I knew that was on dope was a booster.
Shout out to Georgie and Lisa, man. You know, that's influential.
Sure.
Shout out to Georgie and Lisa, influential in this game, man. Y'all gonna, you know, like I said, I don't tell nobody's story, but I just share certain things. Like it's certain people.
I wanted to touch on one more thing that you had mentioned in the book, Chip.
You
said you used to be between. You said you should be on Bedford between Sterling.
Between Park and Sterling.
All right, so remember when the 45 bus used to run through there?
Yeah.
Cause the 45 come up Sterling, it turned down, it come up St. John's, turn down Sterling, then bang that right. I mean, it turned down Rogers, then bang that right on Sterling.
Yeah.
So I was coming from 390, right? So we used to play this game every day on the bus, right? Like basically everybody get off at a different stop. So whoever get off before you, we used to pop them in the back of their head before they get off the bus. Everybody used to get off the back door, right? So one day we all on the bus and shit. My people got off at that corner. I guess that stopped like Rogers and St. John. So when he got off, we all popped him in the head. And like I popped him in the head last, right? But I ain't know that the window was broke. So I was sitting there right by the window. So he jumped up and slid the window open. Remember the old bus that you can open the window like this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And slide the window open?
Yeah.
So he jumped up and slid the window open. And when he slid it open, he spooked me, right? So I grabbed the thing and I slid the window back closed, but I slammed all four of my fingers in the window. All four of my fucking fingers turned black. I had to go to the fucking emergency room to Brooklyn Jewish Hospital right there on Prospect. My mother was so fucking mad.
Hold on for 1 second. Why Trippy Cat? I don't know who you is. You're gonna have to show
Trippy
your
Cat.
face or something. I don't know who that is. Yeah, I don't mind pulling you up on the platform, but I need to know who you is. I mean, you could can back down after, but no one in the earth I'm gonna let you up, and I don't know who you is. But anyway, let me go on with the show. You know, this is great. You just hang out there for a second, Trippy Cat. We send some drinks down for you. You know, we
He said he an animator. That means nobody know him. He said he an animator.
He an animator.
He put another message says I'm an animator.
He
put in a message where?
I could see it in the chat.
Yeah, now he put it. Oh, he got his channel. He got a channel.
Just look my channel
up. All right. Go type it in the regular chat. Where I'll send people over there to go follow you. Don't you ain't on nothing weird. Nobody like you. Don't nobody know you, Playboy.
Huh?
Any one of my moms, could y'all go look and see if this is a real person? Trippy Cast. I don't know. But for the time being,
don't know nobody here. It ain't no need for him to be here though. He don't know nobody here.
Trippy Cat, appreciate you, brother.
Trippy Cast, he's streaming live right now. What he doing? He an animator. He do cartoons. He live with us right now on his show.
Okay. We'll make sure we follow you, Trippy. Appreciate you, my guy, for pulling up. Make sure you hit the like button on your way leaving out. Lady JJ, appreciate you, Queen. Somebody well, I could go sub to him.
Let's see what's up, see what he about.
If he an animator, he's selling something.
Yeah, I network. Listen, I have no problem networking.
I mean, look, I'm trying to see his animation, the way he doing it right now and stuff. Oh, he got the kill. Okay.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Well, you say he ain't selling nothing? Okay. Well,
he ain't selling nothing. We have to link up with him, man. See what he doing. He got graphics and stuff. See what type of graphics he do.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
I'm willing to network. Network is always appreciated. But yeah, we come check you out. But let me 2 hours in. Again, Doc, go ahead and take us out. Wise, appreciate you. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Appreciate y'all for pulling up.
Always, it's always an honor when y'all brothers let me sit up here and chit chat with y'all, shoot the shit. Know what I mean? I love politicking with y'all. It's always positive. It's always love. Doc, I'm seeing your video. Doc, that TikTok you did when y'all was going to vacation, dope. I had to steal that. That was dope. I don't know how you thought of that, but that was so dope. I never saw nobody do nothing like that. You saw somebody else do that, or you thought of that on your own?
Oh yeah, now I saw them do it on TikTok.
Okay.
Somebody on TikTok do that. They did it to somewhere. I think I saw them doing when they went to bed. They acted like they was going somewhere. They jumped in the bed, and I was like, I said, you know what? We're gonna do that going on vacation. Just hit every.
That was dope. I really had like that. That was a good one. That was a good one.
Yeah.
I love doing TikTok, yo. TikTok, it's something. It's something. It's creative.
Yeah.
And it's something that entertains me as well. But I really be liking the comments I be getting. Like people be really waiting for me to drop my TikToks in the morning, yo.
Yeah, they be always dudes are definitely on it. So, but that's something. It's all entertaining. It's all about living life and chilling, man, and just doing our 1-2, man. That's all been having fun with it. Word. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, y'all know what it is, man. Thank y'all for subscribing, you know what I mean, and tuning in tonight, you know what I mean, and make sure y'all share this one. You know, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe to the Session TV, THA Session TV. Word to streets. Shout out to Uncle Nick and them, you know what I mean? Super Trife, you know what I mean? Shout out to the Watchtower. He was tapping in and out, you know what I mean? And y'all already know Ralphie's kids. Shout out to Chip Low. But y'all know how we do, man. Make sure y'all continue doing y'all 1-2, building on y'all legacy, building on yourself, building on y'all wealth, and keep doing y'all 1-2, living life, loving life, enjoying life, and celebrating life, and keep doing y'all 1-2. Y'all know what it is, man. Stay up, y'all.
All right.
Yeah,
Salute to Uncle
salute,
Nick
salute.
too. Peace.
Uncle Nick, definitely, fam. Salute.